In this video, I just want to talk about meetings, considering some things when you're planning a meeting. And so I didn't realize how much I hate wasting time until I started my own business. And I don't want to waste my time or anybody else's time ever. I don't. But I've been to meetings that I thought, wow, what a waste of time. Whose idea was this, And so we have to be mindful when we're planning a meeting. We got to be thinking in our head, okay, what's happening? I'm always, okay, so I think we should think about the biggest thing, which is number one, is this meeting necessary? And oftentimes we plan meetings and we shouldn't. The meetings could have went out, we could have had a short Zoom. We could have sent an email. We forget that people can read. We could send a short bulleted email. Like, we forget that people have their time is valuable and we waste it. Especially if we ask somebody to go somewhere and meet them for a meeting and we wasted their time. But we waste time with these meetings. So we got to ask ourselves, is it necessary? The next thing is we got to ask is, what is the point of this meeting? Like, why do I need to call this meeting? And then ask yourself, who needs to come to this meeting? And then what's the shortest amount of time that we can get through the things that are the most important? Everything else, can we send in an email? Can we do it a different way? We waste too much time with meetings that are unnecessary. We waste too much time inviting people that should not be there. We don't think about the people could be doing other things that are more important. And I read this study where it says unproductive meetings cost the U.S. economy $37 billion per year. Unproductive meetings cost the U.S. economy $37 billion per year. So when I'm thinking about a meeting, I'm thinking, okay, what is the quickest way to get my message across? Like, what's the point of this? Is a meeting necessary, or can I do a quick Zoom or email? Can we eliminate all the unnecessary talk? What is the point of this meeting? That's like the important thing, is what's the point of this meeting? Like, and how can I get to the point as quick as possible? I only want to invite people who need to be there. Everybody don't have to be there. Some people you can just tell them later. It's not even important if they don't know. When we have ineffective meetings, we waste a lot of time, and people lose respect for us because we waste time. We waste their time having meetings. We forget that people can read, so we could just send an email. We don't have to necessarily meet in person. We don't have to necessarily, talk. We could just send an email. I think people will hold you to discipline. They'll be disappointed if you waste their time. So we got to stop wasting people's time. So if you're going to do the meeting, you say, okay, I need to have a meeting. Prepare ahead of time. Don't wait until the meeting to say, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. No, have an agenda. Know what you're going to say. What is this meeting about? Don't bring me here and then you're trying to figure out what the agenda is as we're talking. No, you wasted everybody's time, including yours, and you look incompetent. So prepare ahead of time. What's the point? Start the meeting on time. It doesn't matter if everybody's there or not. Start the meeting on time. Respect the people who are there, who came on time. Get to the point quickly. Forget the small talk. Do it at some other time. Get to the point quickly. Why are we here? Why are we meeting? What needs to happen? I think the next thing is, like, what's the next step? So we had this meeting. We said this was the problem. We came with these solutions. So who's assigned to what and when? And when we're coming back, what's the deadline? How much is it going to cost? Let's figure out all this right now. What's the next step? Because oftentimes we have meetings, we do all this stuff in the meetings and nothing happens next. There's no next action. There's no next step. People don't know what to do. People don't know who's responsible for what. No, let's make people responsible for whatever it is that they need to do before the next meeting. Use an agenda and send it out ahead of time. Because if people need to bring something to the meeting, if they want to talk, they want to add their point to it, they have research, they want whatever it is. Use an agenda, send it out ahead of time so people can plan and prepare ahead of time as well. They know what's expected, they know what's going to happen, and they can add whatever they need to add, after they get their own preparation. So think about some of these things. I think too, we got to realize that no one wants to meet just to be meeting. We need to meet when we need to have a meeting, but we waste way too much time on meetings when we didn't prepare. We didn't think about it ahead of time. We didn't plan it accordingly. We don't have an agenda. We don't have a purpose. We don't have a point. We have an idea. That's all. We hadn't thought it through. We don't know what has to happen next. We didn't, assign everyone their own what they have to do before the next meeting. We come, we talk, we waste time, and then nothing's resolved, nothing, there's no next steps. Then we gotta have a meeting, we gotta do the same thing over and over again. No, that doesn't make any sense. Let's plan, let's do it right the first time, let's execute, and then we can, get to where we need to get to. But let's not waste people's time with meetings. It's a total, we waste time with way too many meetings.